Hello my friends, and welcome to a new video. So today we are going to talk about the Odyssey. So this is a film that has drummed up a lot of controversy, and I haven't really said much on it because I wanted to wait till it came out and see kind of how it all actually played out. I won't be going to see this film, and I'm going to give you my reasons why. Now, my daughters would be like, Dad, if you haven't seen it, you can't, and I'm like, no. See, and what people don't understand is guys like me and a lot of entertainment consumers have been burned so many times over the last 10 years and have spent so much money at theaters and then walked out just shaking your head, wishing you could get your time back, and thinking, what in the hell did I just watch? My patience for giving leeway to Hollywood or whoever's creating the movie is just gone. I mean, Animal Farm, I made a video about that. It's an Angel Studios film, and it was just crap. It was crap from the moment. I mean, the whole concept was bad. I've never liked the book Animal Farm anyway. I mean, I understand why people like it and what it's supposed to teach it, but I never cared about that. But I mean, it was just like they took Animal Farm, which I think is bad, and made it worse in a film. And I'm just like, and you thought that was going to end well? And so it's the same thing with the Odyssey and Supergirl. I didn't need to go see Supergirl to know it was going to be garbage, because the actress was talking about stuff before, giving her woke answers to questions from interviewers. I mean, I'm like, okay, if it's the same thing with Snow White, the live action remake with Rachel Zegler. Her mouth was flapping, and everybody's interest just was like, every time she talked, it just went lower and lower, and she tanked the film. I never really cared for Rachel Zegler anyway, any more than I care for Zendaya, whatever you'd say. I mean, I'm sure they're nice people in their own way, but they're people that Hollywood wants to push on us. They're not people that we actually want to see, that we want to go to their films. They're people that you're just like, okay, why are you trying to pretend these guys are so popular? They're not. Nobody's really. It's Pedro Pascal. Like, they literally were putting him in almost every single film. If he wasn't the main actor, he was one of the characters in the film, and they were trying to push. And it's just like, and behind the scenes, his real personality started to come out, and you're just like, ew, what? And that's what the Odyssey is suffering from right now. And see, my problem with this is I don't mind remakes and retellings if you bring something different to it. You bring a unique perspective, a perspective that a lot of people are going to be able to understand, not some random woke perspective from 0.001% of the population that nobody's going to identify with except this 100,000 people in the entire world, and you're making a movie just for them, and it's like, and you don't understand why there wasn't mass appeal for that. Weird. Because you built it that way, and half the time, even when they build it, they do not come, because those people are like activist psychos that don't go to movies, and if they do go to movies, they only go to ruin it for everybody else, and it was ruined to begin with. So anyway, and let me tell you what I mean by this. So with the Odyssey, what they could have done and got away with everything that they're doing and actually made it work but they're trying to do a historical period film while not being historically clear. They're not being historically pure. They're shoving races and characters and people into this film in places where they don't belong. Like, historically, they don't belong. There would not have been black people like that in Greece and Helen of Troy. Like, no. And like, seriously, you could have went and got, I mean, I have seen some amazingly beautiful black women. You could have went and got one of them, and at least I could have went, okay, I can see that. But you went and found a girl she's not ugly, but she's not Helen of Troy beautiful. And so, but I mean, they could have taken the Odyssey, and they could have moved it forward in time and done it as a space epic. And then all the character rules and all the race rules and stuff that are confining you because of the historical aspects of it, those are gone. Because you're going to be incorporating alien races. You're going to be, I mean, there is seriously a huge successful way you could convert the story of the Odyssey into a space epic, I mean, if you're looking to do something different, if you're looking to throw different characters in there that would not fit the historical time period, like, then you've got to move the setting. But that's not what Nolan did. Nolan is trying to rewrite history, rewrite someone else's work from a specific period in time. I mean, this is not a history. I mean, the Odyssey is not a history, but I mean, it is based around Greek culture, mythos, and like, and everybody's kind of said the same thing. There's not even any Greek people in this film. There are no Greek actors. They've modernized the language. They've brought in a rapper to do the music, to be like a poet or whatever, which the ancient Greeks would have, done a Spartan kick into the pit of doom had somebody like that showed up, because, like, what are you talking? Like, get out of here. And the music, there's going to be no orchestral accompaniment or music. It's all going to be music done on these, I don't know, for lack of a better word, bongo drums throughout the whole movie. And I mean, he didn't want to make the Odyssey. He wanted to use the Odyssey as window dressing for whatever nonsense was in his head. The armors aren't correct. Like how can you do a historical period piece while completely ignoring history? While completely ignoring the culture, the history, and everything that's given you this story. And it's like I hear a lot of people saying, you can only do this to white people's culture. And European culture. Like, our stories are up for grabs. They can be mangled, misused, misrepresented, bastardized, and just literally destroyed. But you can't do that to anybody else's culture. That's cultural appropriation. But you can completely twist, warp, and destroy European, American, British, Scandinavian. You can wipe out any story, any cultural purity of stuff in that area of the world. Like, that's totally acceptable, because all them white Europeans and Americans, they were all the slavers, and then they leave out the entire rest of that history where they were being sold off by black people before, black people were being sold off by black people to black people, and the Muslims were a huge chunk of the. Anyway, so it's ignoring history while trying to do a historical epic. And that was just never going to go well. It was never going to be a good thing. And so I don't have to go to that movie to waste my time, waste my money, because I'm in my 50s now, and my time is valuable to me, okay? As you get older, you realize you have less and less of that. And you don't want to spend your valuable time on this earth with horrible, crappy things sucking up your money and your time. And I don't need to go to these movies to know they're going to be terrible. Like I said, there was a way they could have done this and made it fantastic, made it a very, like, make it a more open version of the Odyssey, by moving its time period and then basically retelling the beats of a story. Now, we've seen this done on myriad other things. Star Wars was all based on different genres of different things and then moved forward into a space setting. Kurosawa films and just he had all these different, influences that influenced George to make Star Wars. Anime does this all the time. They will take the exact same kind of story, and then somebody else will take that story, move things around, retool the story, and you're seeing it from a different perspective, in a different way, and retell almost the exact same story, but from a completely different angle, and it makes a completely different story, and you don't get bored with it. You're just like, well, that's, Fruits Basket is just like, whatever, it's just like another high school romance. And this one's another high school, and they're very similar, but their beats are different, the characters are different, and so you can do that and still have an interesting story being retold over and over again. But you have to be clever, you have to be creative. You can't just be like, I can do this one thing different, I'll make it better. And Hollywood just doesn't seem to have that ability anymore to tell a great story in a different way, so that even though it's very similar to this movie, you get something completely different from it. And that's why I'm not going to be going to the Odyssey, because they're trying to pretend that they're making something that they're not. They're trying to color wash white people's stories, okay? And I don't like that any more than if you made a white guy Black Panther, okay? Or that you went to Africa and made a movie of just about the white South Africans and completely forgot that the fact that they're in a majority black country. It's just like, don't try and screw all this up for the rest of us. Just be true. Just be honest. And Nolan, this is just Hollywood's last gasp at being like, he's a director that everybody loves and respects for the most part. And they went to him and I'm sure said, you've got to take one for the cause. We've got to convince people that we're not wrong. And if you make this movie, well, then we'll be vindicated. And all this is going to do is destroy Christopher Nolan's credibility. Anyway, that's my take on this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you where I'm at, where you're just kind of like, no, if there's even a little bit of stink on this film of it being something it's not supposed to be, it's like sour milk. You're like, ooh, that's really close. Glug, glug, glug. You just dump it down the sink because it's like, I'm not taking that risk. And that's where I'm at. I'm not drinking their sour milk anymore. No thanks. Anyway, talk to you guys next time. See you in the next video. Bye now.